जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। The chairman of today's session, Revered Swami Shashankananda Ji Maharaj, I offer my pranams to him. I offer my pranams to all the monks, brahmacharis and revered nuns who are present over here, as well as my namaskars to the colleagues on the dais, as well as my brothers and sisters from the various Bhava Prachar Parishads. I was the rapporteur for the Hindi panel. The theme for the Hindi panel was Ramakrishna Vivekananda Bhava Prachar Parishad program, its achievements and scope. Now let me tell you, I am not going to really present the synopsis in a more traditional way. I am trying to, I will be taking some liberty. Apart from sharing with you the thoughts shared by the speakers today in the Hindi panel, I would as well like to add my thoughts from Swamiji, Thakur and Holy Mother. And I would present it in a little different way, not a traditional way. Like when we talk about the achievements and the scope of the various programs undertaken by the Bhava Prachar Parishad, I would like to draw your attention to the convention held in 2011 February, when we decided to celebrate Swamiji's 150th birth anniversary in a big way. There were various lectures by eminent monks, there were cautions given, there were concerns expressed during that particular conventions, expectations were shared with us, plans were shared with us. Now I just put down certain concerns and cautions which were voiced in that particular convention, and if we really study today's convention, our achievements, our scope, with reference to those cautions and concerns, it would make more sense. So I've just listed out 10 concerns and cautions given at that point of time. One, are we progressing in right direction? Are we clear about our ideal? We lack the missionary zeal. We lack the efficient organization. We have to deal with real-time problems of youth. The Ramakrishna movement developed vertically and not horizontally with respect to the service. I'm making this particular point. Service to the masses, Swamiji said, neglect of masses is one of the causes of our downfall. 9. Understanding the deep significance of Swamiji's ideas and to apply them in our day-to-day life. It's very, very important. Our life should speak than our words. No hypocrisy. Bhaver gar chori. So all these cautions and concerns were shared at that point of time. And I'm really happy the kind of subjects what our speakers selected addressed to these concerns and the cautions. And we are going to really look at our future programs in the light of these cautions and concerns. The topics now I'll just go one by one, which were selected and were spoken about. I've just made 5 sections of this. The first sections, importance of office bearers of member ashrama to have adequate knowledge of Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature. This was topic 1. The second was importance of the visits of the monks and sadhu sangha at the private center. Now, the speaker who was to speak on this particular topic, importance of sadhu sangha, he did not come today. So he couldn't share his thoughts. But nonetheless, I feel, looking at today's Bhava Prachar, this is one of the very, very vital elements of our Bhavadhara, sadhu sangha. It's very important. So I'll just share quickly some points. The points shared by the speakers was, it is important to study the Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature not only for the self-management but also for the efficient management of the ashrama. Point number 2, knowing, believing and learning to implement the life-giving ideas of the Holy Trio is essential. This is the way to develop bhava. Point number 3, this study will always put us on the right direction if we study the Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature consistently. And this is the way to intensify the spiritual life of the members. Now I am coming to the point of sadhu sangha. All religions recommend the company of holy men as the greatest purifying agent in life. Swami Vivekananda says, the greatest spiritual force in the world is purity. The more the spiritual men a movement produces, the stronger it is and the longer it lives. When the springs of spiritual life dry up, a movement becomes a relic of the past. Now, out of these particular points which were thought about, shared, there are few practical suggestions. Now, I am going to just make it. The first suggestion comes as the compulsory training to be provided to the office bearers of all member ashrama at branch centers of Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission once in a year. It could be a 3-day residential course. Look, when the monks, when the brahmacharis are trained, they are trained in a particular fashion. There is a compulsory 2 years training course for them. Why not we have compulsory training, the office bearers? It is very, very important. Because many times we find we do not take anything strictly or seriously unless and until it is compared. So the compulsory training of the office bearers once in a year at any of the branch centers, it is a must. That is what I feel. The second suggestion is the centers to ensure at least one visit of a revered monk to their center every 2 months. Being the convener and associated with the Ramakrishna Vivekananda movement, I have seen many of the Sikh private centers. When I studied that how many times the revered monks have visited those respective centers, it was shocking. Maybe once in a year, twice in a year, or only 3 visits in a year. And that is again the root cause for the sickness of a private center. So this is very important. At least alternate month we have to ensure that the monk visits to our ashrama. The next topic was lessons learned while working at the private center and the secrets of team building. The secrets of team building. These 2 topics were there. And the points which were shared was lack of understanding of the blessed opportunity, giving petty excuses justifying the absence from the center. Many members don't want to come out of their comfort zone. Now, these were the experiences shared by one of the delegates, expressing the cause for the activities dying down at the private center. Why the activities die down at the private center? These are the reasons he shared with us. Lack of understanding, giving petty excuses. Many members don't want to come out of the comfort zone. The better integration of its different branch streams is essential. That is, between the private center and the branch center, that integration is, somewhere loose. Now, while talking about the secrets of team building, the speaker shared that 3 things are important for a team building. 1 is the proper resource planning. 2, it is the mutual understanding, and he voiced the danger in the mutual understanding, the hurdles in the mutual understanding as the ego and selfish desires. The ego and the selfish desires. And third element, which is very important for the team building, is obedience. Now, there are few suggestions coming out of these particular deliberations, The first suggestion which came out is arranging more frequent visits of monks and study of Ramakrishna Vivekananda literature. 2, better resource planning on the part of branch center and private centers. 3, setting up new branch centers or sub-centers at critical geographical and resourceful locations. This is very, very vital. Critical geographical and resourceful locations. We must have our branch centers or sub-centers. It is important now, as we have seen great response to Swamiji's Ratha Yatra at Taluka level also, and soon the number of private centers are going to increase. This will also help in receiving the sick, reliving or reviving the sick private units. That is very, very important. Wherever possible, I know there is a scarcity of monks, number of monks, but then wherever possible, we have to outreach. There are so many potential areas geographically in various states that if we have a center over there, or even a sub-center, it would really help a lot. And you will come to know the importance of it when I share with you the further topics. The next topic, which is very, very important, is importance of the program for youth in Parishad centers. Followed by, there was another topic which is very similar, the problems and solutions while inducting Generation Next in the activities of the ashrama. Now, both these things, topics relate to the youth. And the points which were shared where we have to love our youth and not hate them. Point number 2, youth of India is certainly interested to know more about Swamiji and practical Vedanta. Most of them are aware of the challenges in their life and are seeking the solutions anxiously. Generation next is facing tension and depression due to fierce competition. Our present day education is at the root cause of many of the problems related to youth. We have to dare to involve the youth in our activities. And the most important, I feel, is other than the spiritual prosperity, which we call Nishreyasa, we need to explain to the youths that how material prosperity, that is Abhyudaya, comes while practicing Vedanta. This is a very, very important thing. And we see the results, particularly in Pune. I am associated with the Youth Forum. Every Sunday, more than 200 young boys come there. What they want to understand is the philosophy of the life. They want to enrich their life. And when I was in fact visiting one center, one college, engineering college, that boy, after hearing these thoughts, he came to me, he said that, when did this Ramakrishna mission came into existence? I said 1897. Then the simple question is asking me, why are we hearing these beautiful thoughts now, so late in our life? So this is really, really very introspective, you know. So we have to do something urgently. The suggestions come as devise more youth-oriented programs, organize mini youth conventions. We have been planning, you know, mega youth conventions. I suggest that we should go for mini youth conventions to be planned at taluka level. You know, this will give deep penetration. To the Bhava Prachara. The next is our ashrama premises should be kept neat, clean, and should offer pleasant and serene atmosphere to the youth. The third is residential training camps. This is one of the most important things I'm going to suggest. Residential training camps for youths to be arranged at branch centers on SOS basis. This is very serious. Then the trainers training camps to be arranged. These are the suggestions. Now next, the topics were the real worship, transforming devotion into service, and nation building through renunciation and service. When we try to serve people, many times we face the miseries and we become reluctant to serve next time. We get depressed when we go for service. Somebody talks something, we get upset. We always find tense. So such things are bound to be there. You know what Swamiji says? Swamiji reminds, the nobler your heart, know for certain, the more will be your share of misery. So we all should be ready to take that share of misery, because that is the symptom of your nobility of your heart. That is what Swamiji says. So we should not get upset at all. Further, the chairman address at the last, I am running out of time, so I'll quickly share the chairman's address. He said, revered Swami Brahmasanandaji Maharaj, who chaired the particular session, that Hindi panel session, he said, love is the key to Bhava Prachar. We should not hate each other. Through love, we have to work wholeheartedly. We should have firm understanding about our ideal, and then only the bhava will be cultivated. Through Chitta Shuddhi, one becomes broad-hearted. Now, before I just conclude, I wish to share with you the thought, the statement made by Swami Premananda Maharaj, who is renowned as the mother of Belur Mutt. Since I am here, standing here, I remember him. He said, always remember that the whole world is looking at you. Let your actions speak and not words. It was the injunction, means command of Swamiji, that this mutt should in no way be reduced to a Babaji Khana, which may do good to only few. But the aim of this mutt is the happiness of the entire world. This is not a place to dance and while away one's life. Perfection of character through jnana, bhakti, selfless work, or through yoga is the ideal of this mutt. The universities have produced clerks, but the Belur Mutt will have to produce perfect characters. Unquote. I believe once we put these ideas and suggestions in practice, we will have the much needed momentum on this great journey, the journey of human excellence, the journey towards manliness and saintliness. Thank you very much. Thanks.